Okay, what are those other jobs? Let's add some thoughts in the comments, please. All right, Dilly, you can get us started into it.
Thank you, Ruth. And I saw what Olubenga just wrote, autonomous vehicle engineer. So, well, maybe some kind of automation should be part of the jobs of the future. And well, it's also been the part of the jobs of today, as we know it. We just know that things are going to be driven more kind of in that direction. So the question that you asked, Ruth, is very specific because you said in your opinion that what are the jobs of the future, say in 20 years' time. And I want to say that unless you are a fortune teller, you may not be able to say specifically what jobs will be there in 20 years. I don't think you can say, oh, these are the 14 jobs that we would now be doing in 20 years. I think it will be a combination of so many things. There will be some of the traditional work that we're doing now will still be there. They will just be done differently. I think there will be so many more opportunities for us in the future. So even though we may not know exactly what are the 25 jobs in 20 years' time, we know that the direction that things are going today, and that can serve as the baseline for us in discussing what will be there in the future. And I just want to present something to you. Well, not, I will just speak about it. So in 2020, 2 years ago, I did a little bit of research on the jobs of the future, and that I documented somewhat fairly elaborately in my book, Be a Change Agent. It's chapter 8. So the chapter 8 was purposefully dedicated to talking about the future of work. And one of the things I did was to drill down to what are the specific jobs of the future. And I did the data across several countries. So this is not limited to maybe US and Canada. We looked at Asia, we looked at Europe, we looked at different countries. And I drilled them down to 7 jobs that I imagine today. And imagine meaning that they are fast growing, they are the jobs that young people really want to get into, there are things that are hot, there are things that are sweet that people just want to do now. And these jobs are changing everything for everybody. And I will give you the 7. Number 1 is artificial intelligence. So AI specialist became the number 1 job in the world that as part of the emerging jobs. And you see many people in hundreds and thousands trooping into that area. The second one is data science or data engineering. The third one is robotics and automation. And automation doesn't have to be, or robotics doesn't have to be robots working in a factory alone. But we'll see robocalling, we'll see automated data systems and all that. So anything that has to do with automation, not involving human intervention, again, is part of it. Site reliability is part of it. Cybersecurity is part of it. Full stack development. You will see if you go online now, you try to search for jobs, you'll see several jobs of full stack development, full stack engineer, full stack this. I think that's part of the emerging ones. And then the last one is customer service or customer success experience development. You'll see things like user experience and all those kind of things. These are all evolving. Now, one of the questions that should quickly come to mind is, so does it mean that in the future, all of us will have to become to become AI specialists or become robotic programmers and all that? No, not at all. But what we're going to see is an integration of different elements of these emerging technologies or emerging fields. We'll see an integration of them in our jobs every day. So we'll still need lawyers, we'll still need masons, we'll still need carpenters, we'll still need biomedical engineers, we'll still need all of us in different professions. But the truth is that there's going to be a shift in the way we do our everyday work into more of the technology-driven modalities, and we should all be prepared for that. And the pandemic that is just ending has taught us a lot of lessons. So most times when you wanted to see your doctor, you needed to go to the clinic. But we know that telemedicine became something that was embraced then. But in the future, we're going to see medical doctors talking more about data-driven diagnosis. Like I was saying a while ago, that some people go to medical school, they spend maybe 6 years learning about the high and the structure of the high, to recognize how a functioning high should look, different components and different parts. But with data now, maybe we can do a lot of diagnosis with our high, which does not require you to be in school for 6 years. Because if we have enough data, then we can use machines to actually understand some of these things. And that is how it's going to happen in so many jobs. We are talking about remote surgery now, where you can actually, the doctor can actually be in a remote location, not even seeing the patient, and they're able to operate on equipment and robots to perform full surgery on people. Now, leave medicine alone, talk about infrastructure development, people that are in civil technology and all those kind of things that have to do with construction infrastructure. We know that technology, like software technology, is driving so many things now. In the past, architects used to draw on big sheets, on big tables, and they had all the measuring equipment, rulers, and all that. It moved to days of CAD, where they were using AutoCAD. But now we're talking about softwares like Revit, and we have a lot of other software that have modularized functions in them. You don't have to design things from the scratch again. You just need to be able to manipulate those software and get something really fantastic from them. Lots of analysis that are driven by data. So that's what we are talking about. In the future, it's going to be like that. Every single job, even if what you do is lawn care, you are the one that carries equipment to people's lawn to cut their grass, you will now have apps that helps you to do that more effectively. I remember 2 days ago, and one of my colleagues is on the call, Olubenga is here. We were at Fort White Alive together for an event, and part of it, we needed to do scavenger hunts. And how did we do it? We basically used an app because, even scavenger hunting in a forest required that we use an app. So, and that is how things are changing for all of us. And I have an advice for people that are young. And well, being young is relative. You may be 60 and young, you may be 20 and young, depending on how you see yourself. So I want to say that in your work, in your school work, in anything you do, learning the emerging skills in your area of vocation is going to be very important to your survival in the future of work. The future of work requires that we continue to learn the skills that make us adapt in that future. If you are going to school, for example, studying for civil engineering, and there is no course, no module in the whole program that teaches you the software that people are using in that field, whether it's for structural engineering or for geotechnical or for municipal development or whatever it is, I think it's time for you to begin to look outside or elsewhere for additional knowledge so that you will be relevant to the future of your profession when you graduate. And the same thing applies to all of us. So in my opinion, because Ruth, you asked for opinions, right? What jobs will be there in 20 years' time, I don't know for sure, but I know that there will be a lot of shifts into data-driven, technology-driven modalities for all of us, and we need to adapt to that future. And with that, I'm going to stop talking for now.